Good morning. I wanted to share with you that we might have some good news. Timmy's transplant date was supposed to be November 21st, and there's a possibility that it might be moved up to November 14th. We'll find that out today. And I think the thing that's really moving in my heart is to clarify why I do these vlogs. And I think if I felt like the only thing coming out of it was that you just got to know, peer into another person's life and world, and that's it, that I don't know, there's so many stories and so much information circulating out there that I don't feel an interest in just putting our story out there for the sake of putting it out there. I felt really compelled to share our story and share a lot of phases of it because I know that navigating hard times can be really hard. And I know that we navigated some hard times for a long time that almost took us to kind of the brink of, separation, divorce, kind of throwing the towel in and saying we're done. And having a cancer diagnosis was it just took the Band-Aid off of the festering wound and allowed us to see the wound for what it was, and gave us an opportunity to peer into the wound and ask the wound what it needed to be healed. And for this particular wound, it wasn't more therapy, it wasn't counseling, it wasn't figuring out how to live with somebody with chronic pain. It wasn't better soundproofing earplugs to block out the noise from the hypersensitivity. It wasn't more, it wasn't a better diet. It wasn't all of those things. It was rip the Band-Aid off and look inside and see that it's cancer, and then you have to treat it as it's cancer so that it can get better. And and that's the great mystery for a lot of us. I think a lot of us are walking around with things going on that are festering in the dark, and we just don't even know what they are until we peer straight into them, or by grace somebody else tears that Band-Aid off and helps us see. And we tried to fix this ourselves, and Timmy tried to fix it himself for a long time, and it wasn't getting better, and we needed help. And so I think one of the core messages or core realizations, and community has always been important to me, but it just hit home in a whole new way, that it's vital that we get help from each other, that we allow other people to help us see the things that we can't see. And the other thing is that ever since Timmy was diagnosed, there's been a lot of hardship in the process of healing and pursuing therapy and just dealing with it. But I think it just makes that question so clear, what's worth living for? And so I've been exploring that myself, but I'm really interested in asking you, if you found out that life wasn't as long as you thought it was, if you found out that your days were numbered, how would you spend them? What would you do differently? Or would you show up doing the same things but with a different mindset, a different quality of gratitude? I feel in some ways I'm there's the reality of dealing with cancer, but there's also just the skies never looked so crisp and clear and beautiful, and like my gratitude for the things of the earth that my feet land on, and the things that I touch, and the moments that I have with people that I love are, you know, when I've gotten enough rest and I can really appreciate them, like they're amazing. There's just so many simple things all around that are so amazing. And having walked with people for the past 30 years through really hard times, sometimes it takes like a huge crisis to like just be able to appreciate the day and the moment, and not take things for granted, not take health for granted, not take that person sitting across from you for granted, not take your job for granted, not take your relationships, your children, your whatever. So what is the life that's worth living for you? What are the things, like if your days were numbered, is there something that you would be doing that you're not doing right now? Is there a cause you would give more time and energy to that you're not? Is there a relationship that you would spend more time mending and cultivating and nurturing that you haven't been? You know, we don't know how long we have. And the last time Tim went into the hospital and went into the ICU and we said goodbye, it was just like, holy shit. Like, I knew this was serious. I didn't realize it was this serious. I didn't realize that when he went in, I needed to be prepared to say goodbye. And fortunately, I got to say hello again. And we have gotten to spend more time together. And, you know, I think there's a way that we don't have to get that close to death and that close to losing each other to appreciate and value. And so if your days were numbered, how would you spend them? That's it. How would you spend them? What aren't you doing that you want to do? What's moving in your heart? Who do you need to reach out and talk to? Or mend a broken relationship with? What's the cause that's begging for your attention? Not from anything outside of you, but like from your heart. Like, what does your heart desire to attend to? All right. We'll find out more if there's a transplant on the horizon in a very short time, or if we're going to ride it out and wait until the 21st. But in the meantime, I'm going to go tend to some farm chores and feed my dog, and I think get in a walk today. So peace to you and have a lovely day.